Good morning, Scott here. Hope you're well. Right, so we're halfway through, or just over halfway through the NFP week. We've had some big news, and it's kind of messes up our strategies a bit because we have such a big move. We need to let it kind of settle down a bit. But there's a few things worth looking at still. So we go through some charts for today, and see what you think. I'll share my screen. Stop there. What's going on? Okay. Right, so now you should see my screen. Right, we'll start off with, there's quite a few here actually, but some are not great, but worthy of a quick mention. Aussie Kiwi we'll start with. So we've been having this run up, it's hit this level. So I kind of double top with it, although it might have slightly broken through, it's not really that obvious. But we'll look at the hourly chart to see what we've got, so there's any more upside to go. Now this looks quite nice in the way it's rolling over, pulling back for a retest of the 1 hour 50, but it just seems to be taking too long. So I'm not sure if this is not really liking it that much. Had this happened in half the time frame, it'd be looking pretty good, but it's taking a long time to go up, a long time to slow down, and it's now starting to pull back. So I don't know, I'm not really too keen on this one. Doesn't look quite right to me. This would be a IBO, no, it wouldn't. It would be an ACBB, which is an IBO basically with the 4 hour 50 behind us instead of in front of us. Same rules though, same rules apply. So 382 entry around with the 1 hour 50, and the 382 is, which is putting back to soonish. The other thing is, the other option is a pip snatcher, which is also an option. The 1 hour 50 is behind us, the pivot's already here, so it's not looking that great. So I'll just do that on the secondary, kind of worthy of mention, but we're out of order here, aren't we? That's out of order. We'll put that down there, we'll do it properly. I'm still out of order. Anyway. Aussie CAD. This one should have been first. So we've had a pullback almost at the daily 20, and then a very bullish day yesterday. It seems to be Aussie strength and a bit of CAD weakness as well. So together we have a very bullish move, and it seems to be after the news last night. So it's not quite sure how that affects it. Personally, I'm not really a big news person, but we've had, as you can see, a big move. We've broken through the 4 hour 50 and the 1 hour 50 together here. Never really go over a nice CBO, just a little blip up, retest, and then news hit, and it was off. But that could give us either a CBO, possibly. 4 hour 50 is not too far behind yet. The 1 hour 50 catches up to a 382. But here, that could give a nice little CBO. Or we could have you could also take a pip snatcher. That'd be pretty good. And looking at the daily, well, trading through highs if you go any further than the pip snatcher. If you did a hyper trade, you'd be going maybe too far. Maybe the best option would be a CBO, so you can tighten up the stop a bit, and then tighten up or loosen up the take profit, go to these highs. That could be a nice little trade if it behaves nicely after that news has happened. If it does give a nice gentle pullback, so that's possible. We'll see how that one goes. CAD Swiss. CAD Swiss rejected this level a couple of times. Last time it rejected it with the daily 50 here, and we've had acceleration to the downside. It's nice. Looking for some more downward pressure. A lot of that seems to be news related as well. Big jump down a few hours ago towards the end of the US session. So what we need now is some kind of pullback. The 1 hour 50 is a long way behind. So if you had a pullback for a big pullback for a CBO, maybe it's a CBO, that 4 hour 50 is maybe a little bit too far behind. So it could just be, yeah, in that case it wouldn't be an IBO, it would have the IBO. So yeah, maybe a CBO if it pulls back strongly to this level. 150 catching up, 450 might be below the 618 by there. Maybe you want a slightly looser stop. You could do that, or you could even look at and then trade it down to lows or in new lows. Now we've got lows there, so we can just scroll back. Lows back here somewhere. That's about right. Just before those lows, it could be your profit target. And either that, or you could wait for just have a pip snatcher. But the 1 hour 50 is a long way to catch up, depending on the timing. 8 hours from now, so it's got time to sort itself out. This is what KGN's giving us. Been going sideways for the last last couple of weeks, pretty much. And now we've had a bearish, very strong bearish day, but it's still not breaking out of that range. So downward bias, DDP probably short, but not really that strong. You can see why looking at the 1 hour, it's been kind of disregarding the 1 hour 50 and the 4 hour 50, just bouncing up and down sideways. We've had a pretty strong breakdown yesterday from a double top, triple top, maybe. Breakdown to the 1 hour 50 to the 4 hour 50, and we are breaking out of the daily 2050 zone. Yes, we're breaking short away from the daily 50. So if it does pull back in the next few hours, not too many hours, it's the yen pair, so it could be any time today. Back to the 382, which lines up where the daily pivot is, which is where the 4 hour 50 is, and the 1 hour 50 catches up. It's got some catching up to do. Maybe in the next 3 or 4 hours, a quick run back to the 1 hour 50 to load up, and then enter as it breaks down below the pivot and the fib 382 and the 4 hour 50. So that could be quite nice. Quite like that one. The only downside, as I said, is a sideways action, which is a little bit not the best. Next one is Euro Aussie. So we've had this pullback. It's a high test day before yesterday, a high test yesterday. I'm recording this just after the market opened, so for the day. So these are yesterday's candles, apart from this is today's candle, the latest one. So these high tests, I'm looking like we should be going short. Do we have any price action to confirm that? On the 1 hour, we have, well, we don't yet. So we've got a lower high, we need a lower low in the setup. It was pulling down, now it's pulled back again. So you did pull down lower and then pull back again. You could get a nice, if you did pull from here down to maybe here somewhere, back up to here, could be a nice CBO short. So that is a possible, and that won't happen until much later today. Otherwise it might just keep going up, in which case nothing to do. So keep an eye on that one. EuroCAD. EuroCAD's been playing with these highs. Is there a MACD there? Yeah, MACD divergence, only a slight one. It's been taking a long time, so probably not that significant. It's testing the highs again. A very bullish day yesterday. There was some Euro news yesterday, and the CAD has been a bit weak as well. So put those together, we've got a nice little run up. And if we do our fib, lines up with the daily pivots, we could have a nice little, we could have this as a CBO. So I'll take the pip snatcher, which looks good. Yeah, the fib, the MACD looks good. We've got a higher high here. Pip snatcher, or we could just have a CBO. It might give us a nice little CBO that pulls back down to about here somewhere. Retest the 1 hour 50. The 4 hour 50 is not too far behind. The 4 hour 50 is this blue line, by the way, and the 1 hour 50 is the red line. And on my charts, the red line is the time frames 50 EMA. In this case, it's the 1 hour charts. This is the 1 hour 50, and the blue line is the next most important one. which in this case is the 4-hour 50 in this chart. And the daily 20 is this thin red line just below. So if that pulls back the next few hours, that could be a nice little CVO long. That looks quite nice. Euro CAD another 8 hours away from now. Plenty of time for the 1-hour 50 to catch up. Euro pound. How are we looking here? So we've got euro strength and pound weakness. So again, a very bullish day yesterday. Looking for that to continue. We are kind of at these highs here. So that might prove to be some kind of resistance. Only the latest high, we've broken through these highs, which is probably the stronger one with a high here and lots of testing here. So yeah, that looks okay. And a very bullish run. And we have now, the only thing really would be I think if we did an ACBB, it's going to be one big pullback. We've got 8 hours plus for that to set up. It could pull back to the 382. Either that or the pitch actually could be on as well. So a couple of options there, see how that plays out in the next few hours. Pound Aussie. Pound Aussie with the pound weakness with the Aussie strength. Maybe we'll get some more of that to continue. Looking short for today. And we've got a nice run down. Need just to do some sort of pullback. It seems to be stopping at my fib module, which is nice. I'm glad it's listening to me. If it pulls back now, then daily pivots won't really be relevant. Pound Aussie any time of day, so they can start pulling back now to 382, which isn't really that great, is it? It's a little bit too far, too high up. But if it gets a wriggle on, if it gets moving in the next 3 or 4 hours, pulls back quickly to the 382, just a quick test, and then the 1-hour 50 will be down about here somewhere, and then break that down, and then we can take that short. So that's possible as that'd be an ACBB. Right, Kiwi CAD. Kiwi CAD, a bullish day yesterday. A bit of Kiwi news and a bit of CAD weakness. So we've got a bullish day. Maybe that's going to continue today in the 2050 zone. So that could be trading out of there. See quite a bullish run since the news. Actually, news for the Kiwi was about here yesterday. Big run down, and then it's just pulled back. Just ignore them. It wasn't really much news anyway. Pull back, and then it's just market action. There's no CAD news yesterday. It's just been weak for the last few days because of the oil price, I think. Right, so we have not the best of fibs. This one lines up best. It's reasonable. It's okay. It's definitely a pullback there to these lows. We start from there up to these highs. 382 lines up with the 1-hour 50 will be there very soon. Kiwi any time of day, so that's possible the next 2 or 3 hours. We've been IBOC because the 4-hour 50 has already been reached. We're trading through that. But apart from that, it's like a pretty nice looking setup. Fibs line up well with the 1-hour 50. Nice price action. That looks quite good. Kiwi dollar. The dollar was a big mover, which is why there aren't many. This is the only one on my watch list because it just moved so strongly yesterday after the FOMC meeting. So we've got a resistance level here. It's been trying to get through it forever, and it's kind of butting up against it again. Quite a bullish day yesterday. Maybe now's the time for it to break through. I wouldn't really want to be trading through it, to be honest. So yeah, not ideal. You can see why the dollar's not on any of my setups because it's such a strong run, but it's kind of pull back. It's a bit too much, and it could well be here too. I think probably the best thing here because of the highs. I wouldn't want to go to new highs after that. A very strong level. So the best move may just be a pip snatcher. The 1-hour 50 catches up. Got the 4-hour 50 behind us as well as protection. We'll just do a quick pip snatcher, 1-to-1. Oh, hang on. Right, if I get on the daily pivot. And then you're 1 to 1. So talking about up here somewhere. Basically up with the highs are. That could be a good little pip snatcher. Last one, dollar yen. There's another dollar. It's the second one. The dollar yen's been going sideways forever, not knowing what to do. But that dollar weakness yesterday after the FOMC meeting, and also the non-farm payroll as well. That was pretty bad news as well yesterday. Bearish action to continue today probably. And now we've finally got some strong move, and fib lines up well with the daily pivot. So if we get a pullback now, the next 1 hour future's got some catching up to do. So another 5 or 6 hours maybe. That could catch up. And then 4 hour future's not too far behind. That might start drifting down a bit behind the 618. Maybe it'll tighten the stop a little bit. And this should take it as an IBO. The stop is about the same as the pip snatcher. If you take it as a CBO, because the 4 hour future's gone up a little bit, you can tighten the stop a little bit. And then you can trade it down to these lows here, perhaps. These lows. Might be a good price target. So that could be an okay trade as well. Okay. So there's quite a few to look at. The news is making it a bit rocky, but there's still some things to keep an eye on. Today's Thursday, so there's some news around today. We've got pound, euro, and some more dollar news. And of course, the big one is tomorrow. Right, that's it. Hope it goes well for you. I wish you all the best in the markets, and I will catch up with you tomorrow. scottprotrader.com if you want to get some free training from my mentor and learn these skills and change your life with these skills. Okay, I will speak to you tomorrow. All the best. Take care.